The film opens by introducing two men named Sinan and Connor. Both of them have recently been released from a rehabilitation facility and are now considered cured patients. Sinan has spent 4 years in the facility after being infected by the maize virus, a disease that once turns humans into zombies. Before his release, Sinan is interviewed by Cantor, one of the rehabilitation officers. He asks how he feels after being cured. As it turns out, Sinan retains vivid memories of everything he does while infected. Cantor reminds him that although he has been declared cured, he will still be monitored and given an appropriate job, like every other cured patient. Sinan is part of what is known as the third and final wave of the cured. As he travels home, the scene shows military guards monitoring the cured closely and keeping them separated from the general public. Many civilians still strongly oppose the return of the cured, as they have lost loved ones during the outbreak at the hands of those very people. This resentment creates serious tension between society and the cured. Authorities struggle to manage public unrest while dealing with the harsh truth that 25% of the infected population is still resistant to the cure. Despite the protests, it's important to note that the cured are still part of the community. They have families and past lives. Meanwhile, a local journalist named Abby, Sinan's sister-in-law, is shown covering the ongoing news about the reintegration of the cured. Abby lives with her young son Cillian, and after years of separation, she welcomes Sinan into her home. Soon after his return, Abby asks Sinan if he knows anything about her husband, Luke, Sinan's brother, who goes missing during the early days of the outbreak. Sinan claims he doesn't know what happens to him. However, the truth is more complex. Flashbacks reveal that Sinan is actually with Luke during a tragic moment when Sinan is infected. He remembers every detail of that time. Like most cured patients, who often suffer from severe post-traumatic stress due to the memories of their actions while infected. Connor, Sinan's friend from the rehab center, is a lawyer before the outbreak. Now, even after being cured, he's unable to return to his profession and is assigned a job as a street cleaner. His own family has rejected him for what he does while infected. Sinan, on the other hand, is given a job at a hospital that houses the infected individuals who are still awaiting a cure. While working there, Sinan observes something strange. The infected don't show aggression toward the cured. It's later revealed that even after being cured, some residual elements of the virus remain in their bodies. Because of this, the infected can still recognize the cured as part of their group, which may explain their passive behavior toward them. One day, Cantor visits Connor to confront him about skipping work. Connor explains that he used to be a lawyer and feels humiliated being assigned to janitorial duties. In response, Cantor coldly reminds him that it is now he who holds power, and he alone decides whether Connor lives happily or in misery. Infuriated by his response, Connor tries to attack him but is stopped. This incident pushes Connor to form an underground movement. He begins recruiting other cured individuals who feel oppressed, aiming to reclaim their dignity and protest the unjust treatment they receive. One of their plans includes eliminating the infected who remain uncured. However, a scientist named Dr. Lyons insists that progress is being made, and that a more advanced cure could soon be available for the remaining infected. Connor approaches Sinan to join his underground group. At first, Sinan refuses, but after witnessing the growing hostility from society and the harsh treatment of cured individuals by those in power, he reconsiders and agrees to participate in one of their missions, a plan to burn down abandoned buildings once used to house the infected. Before the operation begins, Connor reassures Sinan that their actions will not cause any casualties. He insists the mission is purely symbolic and meant to target only empty buildings. However, after the mission is carried out, news reports reveal that a soldier is killed during the fire. The underground group, now identified as the QRT, Quarantine Resistance Together, is blamed for the incident. As Sinan continues to live with Abby, he grows close to her son, Cillian, and begins to take on a fatherly role in the boy's life. One evening, Connor shows up at the house unexpectedly. His real motive is to confront Sinan for cutting ties with the group. While at the house, Connor turns to Abby and asks a chilling question. How would she feel if she has to face the person responsible for her husband's death? Hearing Connor's words, Sinan becomes emotional. He finally expresses his anger toward Connor for lying to him about the house fire. Sometime later, Cantor visits Abby to reveal a disturbing truth about the cured. He explains that the infected share a telepathic connection and can form coordinated groups to carry out attacks. He also discloses a critical flaw in the current vaccine. It cannot fully eliminate the infected's primal instincts. Therefore, even though the cured have regained their humanity, they may still pose a threat if forced to live alongside the uninfected. Cantor then shows Abby a photo of Sinan and Connor taken while they are still infected. In the image, it appears that Connor is leading or controlling Sinan like a subordinate, suggesting a deeper influence or command. At the hospital, a test subject receiving the next-generation vaccine shows signs of recovery. However, the patient suddenly attacks Dr. Lyons, causing the trial to be deemed a failure. The infected subject is scheduled for termination, along with the remaining test patients. Not long after, Connor secretly visits Abby and confesses the truth, that he and Sinan are responsible for the death of her husband, Luke. On the day it happens, Sinan and Luke are searching for Abby, trying to rescue her from an outbreak. But by the time they arrive, Abby has already left the house. In the chaos, Connor, who is already infected, attacks Sinan and gives him the order to infect Luke. Not only that, Connor demands that Sinan kill him. When Abby hears this, she is devastated. Enraged and heartbroken, she realizes for the first time that Sinan is the one who takes Luke's life. Unable to forgive him, Abby throws Sinan out of her house. After the incident, Sinan realizes that Connor feels no remorse for what he has done, neither in the past nor in the present. Determined to make amends, Sinan agrees to help Cantor with the plan to capture Connor. During the operation, Cantor and his team successfully corner Connor. However, when he lets his guard down, Connor attacks him with a piece of broken glass and kills him. He then escapes, and for reasons unknown, Sinan also disappears. Meanwhile, the Cure Alliance activates a long-prepared plan to free the remaining infected held in quarantine. With help from Dr. Lyons, who only agrees because she believes one of her favorite test patients has fully recovered, they infiltrate the detention facility. The original agreement is to release just one subject, but the Cure group betrays Dr. Lyons and frees all the infected prisoners. Powerless to stop them, Dr. Lyons can only watch as chaos unfolds. At the same time, Sinan finds himself inside the infected holding zone and witnesses the release of all detainees. Realizing this is the Cure group's doing, he manages to subdue one of the freed infected to slow the chaos. Outside, one member of the Cure sacrifices herself by detonating a car bomb, luring the infected into the streets. In the meantime, Dr. Lyons reaches her test patient, who briefly shows signs of calmness, proof that the vaccine may have worked. But soon after, the situation escalates. The infected flood into the city, attacking civilians and spreading the virus again. The Irish military is deployed. Amid the mayhem, Sinan reunites with Abby, who is being evacuated. Panicked, she begs Sinan to find and protect Cillian, who is still at school. Sinan rushes there and rescues Cillian from the infected. However, while fleeing, he's forced to let Cillian go briefly to avoid being overwhelmed by a pursuing group of infected. Connor finds them and attacks Sinan violently. Before Connor can kill him, a soldier intervenes and shoots Connor, but Connor survives and escapes yet again. Meanwhile, Abby, having fled the evacuation point, finds herself cornered by an infected individual who has discovered her hiding place. Eventually, Sinan, Cillian, and Abby manage to reunite, but before they can celebrate, one of the infected breaks through and bites Cillian, infecting him. Abby is overwhelmed with grief and prepares to end Cillian's life before the infection takes full hold. Sinan stops her. He cannot bear to see Cillian die. Because Sinan is immune to further infection, he promises to care for Cillian and protect him until a viable vaccine becomes available. Sometime later, a news broadcast announces that order has been restored in the city. Despite 8,000 new infections, all known cases have been detained, and some of the remaining infected are believed to be in hiding. In one of these hideouts, Sinan remains in hiding with Cillian, now among others who are infected, waiting for hope. And with that, the film ends.
If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Because by subscribing, you have supported me to make better videos. See you in the next video.